to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's.
And welcome back. Today I have with me CrossFit semifinalist Michael Ingram. So Michael, welcome to the show today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, and I gotta say, I really don't know what CrossFit is, and I heard is crazy endurance and crazy fitness. So tell us a little bit about what CrossFit is.
Yeah, so by definition, CrossFit is constantly varied functional movements performed at a high intensity. So that, I guess, like the straight to it CrossFit definition. To put it in simple terms, basically CrossFit is just a general functional fitness. You look at like movements that incorporate multiple muscle groups, not just like isolation movements like the typical like bodybuilding scene or something like that. So a simple example would be a movement called the thruster. So a thruster is a squat into a press overhead. So you're looking at legs and arms all in the one movement. There's different types of CrossFit workouts, but general functional fitness, looking at getting fitter for life, is essentially what CrossFit is. Wow.
So how does it feel to be a semi-finalist for the CrossFit?
Yeah, no, it's great. Like, I'm really proud of my achievements. When I first started CrossFit back in 2019.
Oh, so wow, so you've been doing it for quite some time.
Yeah, I played like a lot of sports growing up, like hockey, football, I swam, ran cross country, like pretty much anything I could do, I did.
Yeah.
But from the sports, I've had 6 concussions, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Injury from sport kind of took me away from being able to do that at a high level, so I found CrossFit. I was actually more so into like the bodybuilding style training, and then I seen a Netflix movie, actually, The Fittest on Earth is what it was called.
Okay.
So I watched that, and obviously all the CrossFit athletes are very fit looking, so that really caught my eye right away. And I was actually driving back and forth from Clarenville just to do the CrossFit classes at the gym I'm currently coaching at as well.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, started that in 2019, moved to St. John's to go to university, and then really started like competing and traveling for CrossFit in 2022. Wow. But in 2022, I actually wrote down notes in my phone, like goals I had or whatever. One of which was semifinals by 2025. So I actually wrote that back then.
You made that goal.
I did, yes, yeah. And there's a community board at CrossFit 709 as well, for like any members to write down specific goals they have or whatever. So I also wrote down that on the board at the gym as well, to see it like on the wall, and then I finally get to put that little check mark next to it, which is really nice.
That's nice. Yeah.
I also have CrossFit Games 2027, so I'm hoping that if I can stay on track in 2 years, I'll hopefully be able to make that goal as well.
So I looked it up and I was like, this is so crazy, you know, the things that you have to do and the fitness and all the competition. So, you know, what is training like for that? And do you have like a specific diet? How does that work?
Yeah, so training is definitely a lot. Yeah. That's for sure. I'm currently in school now, so a typical day in my life, I'll get up around 5:30, 6 o'clock most mornings. I'll go to the gym, train for about 2 hours. Typically it's like strength conditioning, all of that fun stuff. I'll go to class, I'll leave class, come back to the gym, train for another about 2 hours or so. So with all that training obviously comes like supplementation and diet and everything like that. So I'm actually working with a couple people locally here in St. John's to help me get through that stuff. So I'm an ambassador for Alphas, which is a local supplement store just down Elizabeth Avenue. So they help me like with all the extra things that you need to get through that training. And I also work with Jared Burry. So he's a nutritionist here in St. John's, and he works with like all types of people. So it's not just like athletes or anything like that. Like anyone who wants to dial in their nutrition or even take on some training with him, they can do that as well. But yeah, he's been helping me. I've been working with him now for almost 2 years.
Wow.
So he's helped me adjust my nutrition accordingly and get through the training. But I'm looking at, it's about 4 hours per training day. It's 5 days a week total, and then Thursdays I'll typically do like an active recovery swim or something like that. And Sundays is a full rest day, trying to take care of the body a little bit. So it's a lot for sure.
Yeah, and it's been 10 years since Newfoundlander have qualified for the same role. So like, how does it feel for you to represent Newfoundland in such a way? Yeah, no, it's an amazing feeling. I'm really happy I can represent the province on such like a global scale.
So CrossFit's like been around for a very long time. So I think the first CrossFit Games was actually 2007.
Oh, wow.
And James Fitzgerald, a Newfoundlander, actually won the first games. Since then, Chris Pope is another male athlete that's managed to get to that next level. But like you said, it was a very long time ago. I believe it might have been 2017 since someone's qualified for such a high level of competition. So I'm really happy that I can, in present day, qualify for semifinals and have my name on that leaderboard and represent Newfoundland on that global scale. I'm really looking forward to bringing a bit of a competitive sense of community. Community here on a CrossFit level is amazing. And I'm really looking forward to bringing that sense of a competition to Newfoundland and be able to do it here locally, which is great as well.
Yeah, and speaking about that, so what is the CrossFit scene here in Newfoundland? Is it on the rise, or is it?
It's amazing. There's 3 CrossFit gyms here in St. John's. So you have CrossFit Grogar, CrossFit 709, which I train and coach at as well, and CrossFit Islander Athletics. There's also a CrossFit gym in Gander, so they have CrossFit YQX. And there's actually one in Corner Brook as well. I don't believe they're affiliated with CrossFit per se, but they are Heavy Timber Fitness is their brand. So there's CrossFit gyms from coast to coast here in Newfoundland, which is amazing to see. And the community here is top notch as well. So there actually is like a local competition. We have the Rock Games, which is at Islander Athletics. They host that every year. It's amazing. The downside to the community here in Newfoundland is that like we're not really well known across Canada. Like you go to Ontario and if I travel and tell them, oh, like I do CrossFit Newfoundland, they're like shocked that somebody from Newfoundland's there, which I'm really trying to like push and get more people know like, okay, like we do have a great CrossFit community here in Newfoundland. I want people to know that as well. So I'm really looking forward to being able to showcase that through the semifinals as well.
So what are you most excited or probably even nervous about for the semifinals?
I gotta say I'm most excited to, like we've already talked about, like represent Newfoundland and show people like fit people live in Newfoundland. Like we're here, we're still getting after it like everybody else. There's actually going to be a pretty big community event at Islander Athletics. So May 1st to 4th is the semifinals weekend for myself. The plan is like people want to come do the workouts themselves, try it, maybe they reduce the weight or whatever, but still come and have a sweat on, have fun. It's great. You can also swing by and watch me throw down if you wish as well. I believe Alpha's may be doing like a booth or something there, so if you want to try any of their supplements, that's the plan for that. So really embracing like the community spirit at Islander. So I'm most excited just to show people like what Newfoundlanders can do. Nerves-wise, I don't know what the workouts are quite yet, so I believe we'll find those out probably a day or 2 days prior to doing the workouts. So just the general nerves behind, okay, like what am I about to put myself through? Yeah, but no, it should be good.
Yeah, so what words of encouragement or even advice would you give to someone that's considering doing CrossFit?
Typically, like what you hear for people who haven't started CrossFit or like they're thinking about it is, oh, I'm not fit enough to do CrossFit. But that's the whole point of CrossFit is to get you fitter. Like everyone has a starting point. Like I know for myself when I first started like my journey through fitness, I couldn't do a pull-up. I could barely do push-ups. Like I definitely wasn't like fit per se. But everyone has a starting point. Like just come in, show up. Like your first class is free at CrossFit 709. So if you want to swing by, I coach Saturday mornings myself. So you want to come and just even chat and see what a class is about. I'd be more than happy to, or any of the coaches would be happy to just have that general chat. But you just start. Like you don't need to be fit per se, or you don't need to have like a sub 20-minute 5K to be able to do CrossFit. You don't need to be like, there's no like standard of starting. Just come in, start, move well, move your body, get a sweat on, have fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So when you're not training and doing crazy things like this, which is great, what are some other things that you're doing?
Yeah, so I'm currently doing education at Memorial University. So I'll be done so I'll be done that in August. Right now I'm going to be enrolled in 6 courses all summer long. So if I'm not at the gym, chances are you'll see me around on campus studying away. But outside of class and training, I also coach. So I coach Saturday mornings, and we also have CrossFit Kids at the gym as well. Nice. So my weekends are tied up coaching either adults or kids, which I love to do. It's a big passion of mine. But yeah, outside of that, just in school, trying to finish up my degree, education degree, which is exciting.
That is very exciting.
Yeah.
So where can people, follow your journey and cheer you on?
Yes, so you can head to Islander Athletics. They're there on Pennywell Road. So I'll be there, and the whole CrossFit community will be there watching, cheering on, doing the workouts themselves possibly. May 1st to 4th, so that weekend. Anyone who wants to come by and see what CrossFit is about, they're definitely more than welcome to. Outside of that, I'll likely be live streaming the events on my Facebook page. So that's just Michael Ingram on Facebook. My Instagram as well, I tend to post general updates and stuff like that to my Instagram. So my Instagram is Michael Ingram 14. So if anyone wants to see kind of where everything's at, they can know how to do that. There's also an online leaderboard for semifinals as well. So you can just search up my name and with the word CrossFit next to it, and you'll see the updates there for sure.
Well, Michael, you're a phenomenal human, and we wish you all the success in the semifinals.
Yes, thank you very much.
And thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back after the short break. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's episode. We want to thank our guests for coming in. We have our Janeway champions, so don't forget to check them out on the Janeway Telethon coming up the first week of June, and donate whenever you can. And we wish Michael all the best in the semifinalists for the CrossFit Championship. Until next time, much love.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
Trust me, you are not going to want to miss this. Welcome